Hi everybody, you're welcome back to the channel. This is Anatiga. If you're new here, you're very welcome. And if you're one of my subscribers and you're here again, thanks so much for coming. In this video today, I'm gonna show you how to make a very simple camisole. It can be worn with a blazer or on its own. So guys, without delay, let's get cracking. So I'm gonna use this stretchy fabric. Guys, it's a two-way stretch fabric. I don't have up to a proper meter, but I've got 35 inches by 38 inches. I'm gonna manage it. Later on, you see me extending it because I'm gonna be joining, to lengthen the top. So as you can see here, I'm gonna be going with the longest part of the fabric, which is 38 inches for the length. So you want to watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to fold over along the longest part of the fabric, which is the 38 inches. So I'm going to be working from there. So once folded over once across the length, you want to fold over as well. So you want to fold over that way for the width of the top. And once that is sorted, you want to start adding your measurement. Make sure you have enough on the width to accommodate your bust. Now I'm showing you here what you would have. That bit is on fold. You should have it on fold like that. Then you lay it back and start adding the measurement. Now I'm going to be adding my neck width and my neck depth. So I'm going to be going for a 4x4 neckline. The width is 4 inches and the neck depth is 4 inches. Now you want to come out by 1 inch and construct your round neck. You can have any neck. You can decide to go for a V neck, but I'm going for a round neck. So that's it. Once that is done, you want to add your shoulder measurement. So your shoulder divided by 2, whatever you have, you want to make the marking and add half an inch seam allowance. Then you want to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope and connect it to the neck width. Now before we mark the shoulder slope to the armhole point, I want to add the shoulder to bust point. Shoulder to bust point, rule a line and connect the dots together. Now you want to add quarter of your bust circumference. Add quarter of your bust circumference. Then add 1 inch ease allowance and half an inch to 1 inch seam allowance. Now here I'm marking the 8.5 that I had on the shoulder point and I want to connect it. This is for the armhole purpose. 8.5 on the shoulder was marked down to the bust point. Now I will add half of my armhole circumference. Once that line is there, I'm going to add half of my armhole circumference. Make sure you start the measurement from the shoulder slope. So half of the armhole circumference has been marked there. So I'm going to find half of that as well. So if you've marked 8 inches, half of that will be 4 inches. Mark half of that. Then for your front armhole, come in by half an inch over there. Next, you want to draw out your front armhole And you want to do this by making sure you start off by quarter of your bust circumference. So from that base, you want to connect right up to the shoulder slope like that. And that's for the front armhole. So you want to connect it from the quarter of your bust circumference. Then you want to draw out the back armhole as well. So that's the back armhole and that's the front armhole. Then the armholes, both armholes are going to extend to the same allowance on the bust line. At that point, now I'm going to add the shoulder to waistline. The shoulder to waistline here is almost me using up all the length of the fabric I've got here. So that's the waistline there. So I'm going to add the waistline and draw a line across. Then also I'm going to add half an inch seam allowance. For a loose fitted camisole, you want to transfer what you have on your bust line on the waistline. Because I've got a stretch fabric, I'm not going to do that. What I'll do is just to add quarter of my waistline circumference plus 1 inch ease allowance, then half an inch seam allowance. So that's quarter of my waist circumference, then 1 inch ease and half an inch seam allowance. So I'm going to connect that to the bust line. And the reason, like I said, is because this fabric is a stretchy fabric. So I don't need to make mine very loose. You can alter your camisole neckline and shoulder line according to what you want. You can make the shoulder line a bit more narrow and the neck width a bit wider. So it depends what you want, but I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna grab my scissors now and cut. Two things to note here: when cutting, you want to cut only the back armhole and not the front armhole, because we're still going to be cutting the front one later. So only cut the back armhole. And as well, along the waistline, I added half an inch. The reason for the half an inch I've added along the waistline is because I'll be joining it to another fabric. I'm going to extend the camisole. I want it longer than the waistline, so I'll be joining with the leftover fabric that I've got. I'll be adding more to it. As you can see there, I've got that half an inch below the waistline. So that's it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of the camisole. As you can see there, I've got the front armhole there, which I'll be cutting as well. That side and the other side. So which I've done here, as you can see. So I've got the front armhole and you can see there is different from the back armhole. Now with the leftover fabric, I'm gonna start drafting out the rest of the camisole. Like I said, I want to lengthen it lower than the waistline. Remember I added half an inch below the waistline. So with the leftover fabric here, I'll be adding that half an inch for joining as well. I'll do this by doing an overlap of the camisole on the fabric like that, making sure I've got half an inch on each side before I extend the top. Before cutting out this, I remember I needed to cut the shoulder. I cut out the shoulder slope because I didn't do that before. Remember the fabric was unfold along that line, so I opened it up and cut my shoulder slope. Next, I made some notches around the neckline to highlight the midpoint of the top. I cut the top after marking out the extension. Now this is what I have with the front and the back panels and their extensions. The reason for the extension of this top was because of the fabric measurement, which was 35 inches by 38 inches. Otherwise, if I had enough fabric, I would not join this. So it will be a straight cut instead of the joining. I went ahead and joined the two fabrics together, where the extension was made. Then I made sure I matched them together and stitched the side. And before I stitched the side, I made sure the armhole was sorted. I went and stitched the shoulder line first. The shoulder lines, then the armhole was folded into half, then another half, before sewing the sides together. I went ahead as well and stitched the neckline. As you can see, I folded into half, then folded again and stitched the neckline all the way around and the armhole as well before I stitched the sides together. This is what I have after joining the sides together. I went ahead and stitched down the hemline and the top was ready. I steamed ironed the camisole and this is what it looks like. Thanks so much guys for watching right through to the end. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, you want to look after yourself and bye for now.